Hello. Pull. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. Woohoo!
Democracy. Democracy came from the Greek words demos means the people and gratin means to rule or to rule people. Democracy is one of the most important principles in a better world. In true sense, a democracy is community in which all members have an equal say in running of that community. Kagaya ng sabi, ang demokrasya ay isang uri ng pamamahala kung saan may otoridad ang mga tao upang piliin ang kanilang namamahalang lehilasyon. Malaya ang mga tao na ipabatid ang kanilang mga saloobin at tumakbo para sa posisyon ng pamahalaan. In direct democracy, citizens come together to decide on issues or pass laws through a vote. It is considered as the ideal democracy because every single person is able to participate in the voting process and it ensures that every will of the people will be followed. Indirect democracy or representative democracy. In indirect democracy, people elect leaders to act as their representatives in the government. Citizens also vote to the members of the executives and legislatives. Sa ilalim ng direktang demokrasya o direct democracy, lahat ng mga mamamayan ay nakikibahagi sa pagdedesisyon. Walang mga tagapamagitan o representante ng mga mamamayan. Samantalang sa kinatawan o representative democracy, ang mga mamamayan ay pumipili ng mga opisyal upang magpresenta sa pakalahatan sa pamamagitan ng boto sa kanila. What are the four dimensions of democracy? The four dimensions of democracy are the people, equality, common good, and representation. The people o ang mga tao ng mga mamamayan ng bansa kung saan ang mga mamamayang ito ay tinuturing na pantay. Equality o ang estado ng pagiging pantay-pantay lalo na katayuan, karapatan at pagkakataon. Common good, kabutihang palahat at ang papakinabangan ng mga mamamayan. Representation o ang paggamit ng mga kinatawan na nag-ootorisa na magsagawa ng hakot at kinakailangang mga aktwal sa loob ng pamahalaan.
What is democratic intervention? First, what is democratic? Democratic, it refers to a system in which government is formed by the people, exercised either directly or through elected representative. Ito ay sistema ng pamahalaan na may otoridad ang mga tao mamili ng kanilang mambabatas na susulat ng batas para sa kanilang bansa. Next is intervention. Intervention comes from Latin word intervenire, means to come between, interrupt. Often an intervention is intended to make things better. This is an act or fact interposing things between or among others. It is an act of inserting one thing between others like person trying to help. Next is democratic intervention. Democratic intervention is the empowerment of people to effectively involve themselves in creating structure, designing policies and programs that serves the interest of all. It requires association with other people. Ang isang demokratikong intervention ay isang intervention ng militar ng mga panlabas na puwersa na may layuning tulungan ang demokrasya ng bansa kung saan nagaganap ang intervention. Democratic practices. What is civil rights? Civil rights, the freedom limits to us to create seditious message and present danger to anyone. Another civil rights we obviously enjoy is the freedom of religion, wherein our preference for a religion cannot be endorsed by the state or anyone else. Ano nga bang civil rights? Civil right ay isang uri ng karapatan na nagbibigay proteksyon sa mga individual mula sa kinakailangang kilos ng pamahalaan at kasiguraduhan sa kakayahan ng isang tao na makiisa sa buhay sibil at politika ng Estado. Respectable and bias-free media. Media can influence our thoughts, manners, and even the way we live in the society because there are some people who believes in any information without assuring if it's a fact or merely a speculation. Thus, a respectable and bias-free mass media is a thing Filipinos should enjoy since it is a part of their civil rights. Equality before the law. All persons are equal in the eye of the law, regardless of status, wealth, or power, just like how the statue of Lady Justice wearing blindfold. Aside from the blindfold, the statue also carry a balance scale, which means that it's going to weight the evidence presented to the court, and it should look and compare each side as justice is done. And the sword, which is unsheathed, is a symbol that justice is transparent and not an implement of fear.
Democracy is preferred more suitable to other forms of e-government because it allows people to choose their leaders and to mandate the performance of e-government. It is a form of government which is more accountable and improves the quality of decision making. The life of a community, democratic practices are ways citizens can work together even when they disagree to other shared projects. A democratic government is a better government because it's more accountable form of government. Democracy improves the quality of decision making. Democracy is provide a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Democracy allows people to correct their own mistakes. Democracy gives freedom to citizens and government to do what's right for our country, and it's also learn about the decision making.
So what is the benefits of the democratic interventions? Democratic interventions may improve relations between non-neighbor countries and countries that are already at peace, but not between neighbor countries involved in territorial conflict. It can help us have respect for human dignity, have the freedom to act, speak and think freely, as long as it doesn't stop the others doing the same, has the equality before the law, and we will all have safe and secure community. Why is it important to have participation and democracy? Participation in democracy is concerned with ensuring that citizens are afforded an opportunity to directly participate or otherwise be involved in the decisions of their lives.
Distinguishing, differentiate participatory from representative democracy. Participatory democracy. Participatory democracy is a form of government. All the people of the concerned nation who are eligible and are of age can participate in all decision-making process that might affect the whole country. Participatory democracies are more commonly referred to as direct democracy. This name confers to the fact that all citizens of the nation are considered eligible to voice their opinions in matters of the national governing body. All the people need to be willing to participate in the decision-making process irrespective of their gains and think about national prosperity. Due to this nature of participatory democracy, it can be said that such a democratic rule would be pretty difficult to maintain and manage the people's interests. It gives the citizens a chance to decide on the issues persisting in individual areas and focus upon it instead of having a single law followed by all.
Sabi nga, ang participatory democracy ay isang proseso ng kolektibong paggawa
ng desisyon na pinagsasama ang mga elemento mula sa direkta at kinatawan na demokrasya. Mayroon tayong mga halimbawa ng participatory democracy. Ito ay ang voting in various election, joining pressure groups or political party, participating in democracy, being informed about issues. Representative democracy. Representative democracy is the common democratic phase in democracy. Here, the representatives are elected to the power by the citizens of the country. The elected representatives talk and act based on the interests of their people, therefore reducing confusion. This means that instead of the whole nation is an opposition of power, the power of the people is given to a few individuals that the people choose. Each ward elects its representative, who is the face of the whole constituency, through whom the interest of the people is expressed at higher levels of the governing body. Sa madaling salita, ang representative democracy ay isang sistema ng pamahalaan kung saan ang lahat ng mga karapat-dapat na mamamayan ay bumoto sa mga kinatawan upang magpasa ng mga batas para sa kanila. The main differences between participatory and representative democracy. Participatory democracy leads to fewer chances of issues arising in communities, as the people alone get to choose their way of running as a unit, but representative democracy has got a setback in this case, as whatever the elected representatives decide is the final word, but the people can oppose it if they want to. While in a representative democracy, if the requests from people are widely promoted with strokes in rallies, the government is obliged to bend to their needs. But due to direct citizen participation in a participatory democracy, such needs don't arise. Generating the criteria to assess prevailing political and social institutions. Political institutions. Assessing the role of political institutions in economic performance is not an easy task. Long-standing, deep-rooted political and social challenges have shaped each national institution and economy today. Similar political institutions set in two different countries can affect their respective economy in different ways. Among other things, political institutions have decisive influence on investments in physical and human capital, technology, and industrial production. It is also well understood that in addition to having a critical role in economic growth, economic institutions are also important for resource distribution. Ang institusyong pampolitika ay ang isang organisasyon na gumaganap ng kapareho ng isang pribadong organisasyon. May tatlong sangay ng pamahalaang federal. Ito ay ang legislatura o kongres, ang executive o presidente, at ang judikatura o kaya naman ay Supreme Court. Social institutions, in other hand, must begin by informally marking off social institutions from other social forms. There are a variety of theoretical accounts of institutions, including sociological as well as philosophical ones. Social institutions, in the sense in use in this entry, need to be distinguished from less complex social forms such as conventions, rules, social norms, rules, and rituals. The latter are among the constitutive elements of institutions. Ang institusyong panlipunan ay mahalagang konsepto sa sosyolohiya. Ang mga institusyon ay walang mga miyembro, sa halip mayroon silang mga tagasunod upang tanggapin ang mga alituntunin o mga pamantayang panlipunan.
Mayroon tayong 5 pangunahing institusyong panlipunan. 7 ay ang pamilya, edukasyon, relihiyon, economics, at politika.
Conceptualize, formulate what can be viable alternative to undemocratic practices. Undemocratic practices are very evident everywhere, just like gender abuses, poverty, political marginalization, racial inequality, cultural domination, crisis of representation, and politics of recognition. The biggest challenge is how to stop it and make it right by formulating a viable alternative. Political marginalization is an effect of political exclusion that prevents or limits the enjoyment of certain rights. Just like how women are less likely to win a position in an election due to prejudice, so we should give a fair chance to everyone regardless of gender.